Hey everyone, this is Kapil Bhatia. Welcome to my channel Infinite Study. In my today's session, I will be talking about the for loop in Python. Before moving on, let's take the agenda for this session. So, first of all, I will discuss what exactly for loop means. After that, I will tell you the syntax and flow control of for loop. Moving further, I will discuss the range function, and then I will tell you about the break and continue statements. And finally, I will sum up my session with various examples. I hope you clear with the agenda. So, a for loop is used to iterating over a range of values or a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. With every iteration of the loop, the control variable check whether each of the value in range has been traversed or not. When all the items in the range are exhausted, the body of the loop is not executed anymore, and the control is then transferred to the statement immediately following the for loop. In for loop, it is known in advance how many times the loop is going to be executed as depicted in the flowchart. So here you can see first we start our program, and then after we check whether the given condition is true or false in for loop. If the given condition is false, control will come out the loop, and if condition is true, the body of loop will execute as long as the condition is true. Now let's take a look of syntax. First I write for is a keyword. Then we specify a loop control variable that will be assigned each value of sequence or item in range. Okay, sequence may be a list, a string, or a tuple. If the control variable in sequence or in item in range, then the body of loop will execute as long as the condition is true. If condition is false, the controller will come out the loop. Here we can use else, but else is optional. Okay. Here you can see the syntax of for loop. So first I write for, then after control variable in sequence or item in range. So sequence may be a list, a tuple, a string, a set, or a dictionary. But what do you mean by a range? So basically, a range is a built-in function of Python, and it is used to create a list containing to the sequence of number starting with start and ending with one less than the stop value. For example, if I write range and within range function I pass 10 value, then it will generate a list of 0 to 9, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can also define the start, stop and step size as range, and then after the first argument is start value, second argument is stop value, and third argument is step size. The start and the step parameter are optional, but by default the range starts from 0, and in every iteration it is incremented by 1, that means the default step value is 1. But if we can specify different step value, so here are some examples so that you can better understand how to use range function. So in my first example, here you can see range and 10. So the range function will generate a list, and the item of the list are 0 to 9 numbers. But if we use range with two arguments, that means 1, 11, that means 1 is our starting value and 11 is our stop value. So as I told you, the range function generates a list from starting value to 1 less than of stop value. So here you can see the item of the list are 1 to 10. Now the third example says that in range function I pass 3 arguments. The first is our starting value, that is 0. Second one is my stop value, that is 30, and the step value is 5. So the list items that range function will generate 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Okay. We can also use negative value in range function. In my last example you can see my starting value is 0, my last value is -9 and step value is -1. So here range function will generate a list of 0, -1, -2 to -8. I hope you understand the range function. Now moving forward to my next topic, that is jump statement. Actually, looping allows a user to repeat tasks efficiently. In certain situations, when some particular condition occurs, a user may want to exit from loop or skip some statements of the loop before continuing further in the loop. These requirements can be taken care of by use of break and continue control statement respectively. Python provides these jump statements as a tool to give flexibility to the programmer to control the logic of loops. Now let's discuss break statement. The break statement terminates the current loop, that is the loop in which it appears, and resumes the execution of the next statement immediately after the end of the loop. But remember one thing, if the break statement is inside the nested loop, break will terminate the innermost loop only. But when a continuous statement is encountered, the control jumps to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration, thus escaping the execution of the statement inside the body of loop for the current iteration. As usual, the loop condition is checked to see if the loop should continue further or terminate. If the loop condition is still true, the loop is entered again, else the control is transferred to the statement immediately follow the loop. Okay. Now, let us go to the practical session to make it easier to understand. To better understand for loop, let's take a simple example. So for that I write a syntax for loop. So first I mention for, then after a loop control variable, let A is my loop control variable. Then after in is also a keyword. And then after we can define either range or sequence. So here I am using sequence and my sequence value is Python. And then after in body of loop I write print A, that means the value of A. So here you can see first A will take value P from Python string and it will print on screen, and again next time when the loop will going on, the value of A will be Y and so on. That means the output of this program is PYTHON but in separate line. So when I run this code, you can see the output is PYTHON. I hope you understand. It's a simple example of for loop. Now, let's discuss one more example of for loop. Suppose I want to print a table of given number. So for that, first I take a variable A and ask the user to input a number. So for that input function I use. As you know, input function always take value in the form of a string, and to print a table of given number I need an integer variable. So here I mention integer function so that value convert into integer, and then I take a for loop and one more variable B in range. So to print table of given number I need number 1 to 10. So in range function I use 1 to 11. So here range function will generate value 1 to 10. Okay, and finally I use my print statement. So first I want to print the value of A. Next I want to print multiplication symbol. Then I want to print the value of B, and then after I want to print equal to sign, and then after I want to print the result of A into B. Okay, so now done. If I run this code, here you can see the output. Enter a number prompt has come. Suppose I want to print a table of 4. So now you can see 4 into 1 is equal to 4, 4 into 2 is equal to 8, up to 4 into 10 is equal to 14. Okay, I hope you understand how to use for loop. To better understand this program, let's debug this program. So for that I just create a breakpoint over here and then I debug this program. Now prompt has come. Suppose I input 4. Now for B in range 1 to 11, here you can see the value of A is equal to 4. Now for loop active now, and when I press F8 key, here you can see the value of B is equal to 1, and finally the result of 4 into 1 print on the screen. That means 4 into 1 is equal to 4. When I again press F8 key, now the value of B will increase by 1, or the value of B, that means range function will generate now next value 2, and 4 into 2, the result will print on the screen. 4 into 2 is equal to 8, and so on. As soon as the value of B reaches 11, the loop will terminate and our program is over. I hope you understand. Now let's take an example of nested for loop. Suppose I want to print the following pattern as I print or show you in while loop, nested while loop. Same pattern we will print by using the for loop. Okay. So for that, I just show you how to write the code. For, then I use a variable A in range. So here I want to print 5 row, So I define a range from 1 to 6. Okay. So my last value of A will be 5. And next I again use for loop. So a loop within loop is called nested loop. So here I use nested for loop and B in range 1 comma and A plus 1, because my last value of B will be up to A. Okay. And finally I print star and then end is equal to none. In outer for loop I mention one more print statement. Okay. So when I run this code, you can see the output. It's very simple. I hope you understand how we use nested for loop. Let's debug this program and try to understand. Now here you can see the initial value of A is 1. Initial value of B is 1. Because 1 is less than equal to 1, B in range 1 comma A plus 1. So that means the value of B in range of 1 to 1. Okay, so condition is true. So here 1 star print on screen. Now the value of A is 2. Now the value of A is 3. You can see B start from 1. Now the value of A is 4. So inner loop will move 4 times. Now the value of A is 5. So the inner loop will execute 5 times. And finally the value of A is now 6 and loop will terminate. I hope you understand how to use nested for loop. Now I will show you how to use jump statement. So for that I write a code for A in range 1 to 11. And I want to print the value of A in same loop. So here I use end is equal to 1 space. When I run this code, you can see the output is 1 to 10. All numbers are present there between 1 to 10. But if I use, if A is equal to 6, then break. When I run this code, you can see the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 print, and as soon as the value of A is equal to 6, that means this condition is true. Here break says that immediately we will move out from loop and control will follow the next statement immediately after the for loop. Here you may be thinking why 6 is in output. Okay, the reason is that the break is after the print statement or print function. If I write the print function after the break, you will be see 6 is not found in output. So for that I just cut it and paste here. And when I run this code, then the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you understand the break. Same way we can use continue. So if I replace break with continue statement, when we use continue, the control jump to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration, thus skipping the execution of the statement inside the body of the loop for the current iteration. So when I run this program, in output you can see 6 is not there. 6 is not here. So the output is 1, 2, 4, 5 because When A reaches 6, then continue says that control will move to the beginning of the loop, and here now the value of A will 7, and then after rest value print onto screen. So I hope you understand about the break and continue statement. So student, that's all in today's session. I will be meet you again in my next class. Till then, take care and thanks for watching this video.